Hey guys, this is Nolapada, and in today's video I'm not going to do a lot of editing. I don't have a lot of time, but I've been meaning to make this video for a while. Today I want to go over all the patches that Hello Games has released to No Man's Sky since the Endurance update. In this time they've put out 5 patches. Endurance was a huge update, but it also introduced a whole lot of bugs, which they've been hard at work squashing diligently with all of these patches. I know I'm a little late to the party, but life happens. I've been busy with work and other things. So here's the video now. These patches fix a crap ton of bugs, but I'm just going to go over some of the notable ones, not all of them. Alright, let's get started. Patch 3.95 dropped for PC only 2 days after Endurance. It fixed dozens of bugs, but notably it fixed fleet expedition loot and idle frigate cargo would now go into any inventory, not just the freighter inventory. Living frigates can now be repaired by feeding them. Various issues involving the freighter rooms and walls were fixed, for example, visual glitches and collision issues. They fixed soft locking on a few story missions. They fixed an issue that would cause Nada to repeat 16 forever. I didn't think this was an issue, I just thought that Nada was method acting for some reason. They fixed a bunch of crashes, which includes but was not limited to one related to Sentinel multiplayer code, one related to asteroids, and one related to NPC navigation, and also one related to freighter networking. The next patch, 3.96, dropped the same day as the previous 0.95, and it mainly brought over to consoles all the PC fixes, as well as a new NPC bug was fixed from the PC, which was just those NPCs repeating 16 over and over again, just like Nada did. 5 days after that patch 3.97 released alongside the brand new POLESTAR expedition for all platforms. I know they didn't all come out exactly at once, but we eventually all got this patch and this expedition. With the POLESTAR expedition, I do now know that the name is a reference to the Northern Star, but when I first heard the name, I thought they had added strip clubs to No Man's Sky. I got a little excited, not gonna lie. This expedition was interesting to say the least. I like the base parts it unlocked, and the new audio for our suit was a nice touch. But it's almost a shame that they recorded all those lines to be only used once, right? Unless maybe they add a new spacer mode in the future, where you start your game like in the expedition. It's just a wild theory. This patch also started the community unlocks for these freighter trails, and the patch addressed many issues. A few of them are, they fixed a bunch of crashes related to RAM, especially on the last gen consoles. They fixed crashes relating to base building and loading in freighters. They fixed an issue that prevented teleporters from working correctly on derelict freighters. I actually ran into this bug before they fixed it. The teleporters worked fine for me, they just looked like they were off. Fix an issue that prevented players from claiming the Leviathan and Normandy frigates from older expeditions. This was a big bug I remember a lot of people mentioning. Fix an issue where frigates you just bought wouldn't join your fleet. I thought they were just Union workers to be honest, but it was a bug. Fix an issue where bases from people you blocked would still show up. This actually is an ongoing issue. Apparently the devs don't do account bans on griefers. They rely on the platforms to permaban problematic players, which I guess is why players aren't banned. This is based on what I've read from a news article where they actually contacted Hello Games. This is a funny one. All players now know the freighter doors from the start, because I guess people would just go into existing freighters with doors in them and they would claim them, but then they'd accidentally delete a door, trapping themselves in their own freighter. They added scaffoldings to the bottom of some elevated freighter base parts so they don't look like they're just magically floating. Players can now harvest carbon from the plants on the walls of farming freighter rooms. This bug fix is so impressive. I don't know what I would do without those 6 extra carbon. I'm joking, obviously. Infestation Nexus missions will now correctly lead you to the target planet. This is a bug that they've supposedly fixed in this patch, but they've been releasing patches ever since trying to resolve this issue. It's ongoing. Fix an issue that gave players the minerals that NPC miners will get from asteroids. It's the weirdest thing because I thought that was intentional, but apparently it was a bug. They fixed an issue that would prevent ship previews from appearing correctly in the quick menu. This is a great fix. Now all they have to do is fix the companion version of this glitch because Summon by Pets do not show up on the thumbnails. The Mad Lads at Hello Games kept on working, and 4 days after that patch, they released 3.98 for all platforms. This is when they finally added ramps back into freighter bases, and thank God. Using those ladders to go between floors was not only a pain in the ass, it's not wheelchair accessible, guys. They added interior and exterior ramps, which is awesome. They fixed a visual glitch that would occur when a player stood on very steep ledges or railings. This was actually kind of funny because people would just make videos of them losing their heads, as you see here.
So no head?
Infestation Nexus missions now correctly led players to the target planet. Huh, we've heard this one before. They actually mean it this time, guys. It's not easy ensuring that the thousands of missions that people accept all point to these baby worm planets, so I'm gonna give them a pass for this bug, but they fix it again in another patch. Starships can no longer be purchased or exchanged while your current ship is being salvaged, to prevent issues where inventories and stats of your current ship were displaced. This fix pretty much ruined Professor Cynical's life. I'm just kidding, Cynical. It was a well-known bug that people would use to swap ships in a way. I believe they would replace living ships with regular ships, and they would use it to double upgrade everything and make a crazy overpowered ship, if I'm not mistaken, and they fixed that exploit with this patch. Fixed an issue that prevented Viking face shape customization from being available in the appearance modifier. This is for the 1% of players who use those Viking skins. We know you're out there, and Vikings need love too. I don't judge them by their looks. Fixed an issue that allowed unwanted bases to appear around specific Nexus mission locations. This is a big one. People would go onto weekend mission planets, and they would build bases that would block other players from finishing the mission. If you're one of the players who do this, I want to ask you, why? What kind of sick thrills do you get from ruining other people's enjoyment? Honestly. This bug fix allegedly makes an area around Nexus mission locations where people cannot build, or at least they can't upload bases. Fix a rare case where players would not receive a dream aerial from fleet missions after a mission was totally destroyed or after adjusting the system clock. This is a bit of a touchy subject. They say that it's fixed and that it was rare, but this only fixed the dream aerial for some people, and it seems to blame it on the people for changing the clock, when this is simply not the case for everyone who ran into this bug. And even though the next patch would also address this bug further, it seems like there's still players who cannot get this dream aerial. If you're one of them, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know how widespread this still is. They also fixed a number of crashes that only happen on PS4. In all honesty, from what I've heard, the last gen versions of No Man's Sky have been a little rocky lately when it comes to performance and crashes. If this isn't resolved, I think the only way forward might be just to keep last gen on a separate multiplayer server and just pull back some of the extra code and some of the extra features. Not saying that remove features, but like pare down things so that it could run at a reasonable performance level and without crashing all the time. Because when I played back in the day, years ago, yeah, there would be crashes, but nothing as bad as what I hear nowadays. I know this is anecdotal, but if any of you experience this, feel free to share your experience. 15 days after this patch, we get the most recent patch, 3.99 on all platforms. What a tantalizing number. What are they going to do for the next one, 3.100? They seem to have ran out of numbers before the old 4.0. In this patch, they added glass versions of the freighter stairs, which looks phenomenal. They fixed some issues with the freighter custom coloring and how the different sections will be labeled wrong. This is an old bug from when they first let you color freighters, and I'm glad to see it fixed. Fix an issue where the orb of the trade room on freighters would just get a mind of its own and become like Wheatley, just floating around. We can now place inner walls freely in our freighter base. Previously, the only way to section off rooms of the same type was to use these interior window walls, so this is an awesome addition. Freighter storages that you have already built are now grayed out in the parts menu. Thank goodness for this, because it's hard, especially if you're getting distracted while building. You're like, did I build number 2 already? Oh crap, let me check. Let me try to put down number 2 and see if it places. It was annoying, so I'm glad that they added this. Fix an issue that caused other player freighter bases to be placed within your own freighter base during an expedition. I actually ran into this when I played the expedition. I thought I was tripping or that a griefer had gone into my freighter and fucked shit up, so I'm glad they fixed this. Fix an issue that allowed duplicate organic frigates to spawn once the player has collected the system's unique frigate. What this means is that we were apparently collecting these frigates the wrong way, not the intended way. We were just supposed to get one unique frigate per system, instead of just pulsing after getting one to get multiple of the same type. Fixed an issue that made it so players with maxed out ship inventory could not claim the rewards of the first POLESTAR log. I've heard that this was a big one. Fix a rare issue that would cause infestation nexus missions to direct players to an inappropriate planet. I like that they changed the wording. They sent you to an inappropriate planet. But this is the same bug that I mentioned the last 2 times, and hopefully this 3rd time's a charm. Fix an issue that prevented POLESTAR expedition from correctly ending after completing all objectives early. And fix a rare issue that could prevent players from acquiring Dream Aerial in very specific circumstances. This fix seems to have fixed it for a lot of people who were affected, but I believe there are still a few out there who cannot for the life of them receive this damn dream aerial. Some base parts that were previously restricted to underwater only can now be built on land. Very cool, as I never understood why underwater bases couldn't just continue to use those same parts above water, so that's kind of cool. Fix a number of memory related crashes on PS4 and PS5 and PC, and fix a number of network issues with Sentinel combat and synchronization. Hello Games, whatever you did here with the netcode might have broken multiplayer. We're getting reports that people can't see each other in the anomaly, and frame rates go down to single digits. I am of course joking, it's probably not this fix that caused it. For all we know, they might be working on new multiplayer features or just migrating servers. I hear the experimental patch contains a fix for these issues, so hopefully they roll these out soon. These patches in the last few days have been good because they've just been constantly fixing the bugs and working on them, and I'm glad that they don't just post a big update with a bunch of bugs and just leave it like that. So hopefully they'll work on the other bugs that are still in the game. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Nolopada, and I am out.